I find myself in the time the Romans called the Pax Romana, also known as the time of happiness. This time period lasted around 206 years, from about 27 BC to AD 180. It was an unusually long but welcome period of peace and stability, made possible starting with the reign of Augustus. Living in this era, my way of life would be totally different than what it would have been, as I had discussed in my last video of ancient Athens, when women did not have a lot of rights. At this point in history, Rome is proving greater opportunities for education for women and not secluding us to our homes. While managing the household is still our main responsibility, we are able to participate in public spectacles and activities, so we're allowed to leave by ourselves without a male chaperone. We're allowed to have male friends and colleagues, and we're pretty much able to participate in courts and go to theaters by ourselves. Basically anything a male is able to do, a female can do as well today in this time period. Fathers can no longer force their daughters to marry if she did not want to, so more than likely my husband and I will have a genuine connection. You know, we're going to want to be married to each other, but if something bad were to happen and things were to go downhill, we could get a divorce and it could be my prerogative, and I could go about getting a divorce or filing for a divorce or whatever you would have called it back then just as easily as he can, and I would be able to keep what I brought into the marriage instead of having that property go back to my father. Now, something that was built during this era was the Colosseum, which is still something that is around today. Granted, it had some damage over the several hundred years it's been around, but the Colosseum was the work of Emperor Vespasian, I believe I'm saying that right, and it is the largest amphitheater of the ancient world. It's the site of gladiatorial games, wild beast hunts, and the deaths of Christian martyrs. And despite a few doubts and some concerns from Romans and philosophers who believed the spectacles were harmful to one's character, it was a major source of entertainment for Rome, and it lasted for centuries. So it was a pretty big deal, the Colosseum. Probably one of the most major things that happened during that era that's had the biggest impact and is still around today.